Good evening, Belize. It's Wednesday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Tonight, BTL is pushing back as public scrutiny over the SpeedNet deal intensifies, following protests by union and members of the opposition. We'll hear from Public Utilities CEO Dr. Leroy Almendarez on what role regulators are expected to play as those merger talks continue. And Cabinet Minister Karim Musa also weighs in on the PUC's responsibility in overseeing the process. In other news, an elderly fire victim in need is appealing for help as he tries to rebuild his life. And in the north, we'll show you how the sugar industry is fighting to stay afloat amid growing challenges. These stories and more coming up in just 60 seconds. News 5 starts now.
Nestled away in the quaint Belize River Valley, Black Orchid's Panda River Restaurant offers a variety of great dining areas and experiences with an excellent variety of local and international cuisine, with healthy meal options for vegans and those with health concerns. Your delectable dining can be topped off with our excellent desserts, natural fruit juices, and exquisite wine and drink options. All prepared by our certified chef and award-winning mixologist. Come to Panda River Restaurant and River Rum Bar to relax in the pool or use our excellent conference facilities combined with great dining.
A diamond in the jungle.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome back. As scrutiny over BTL's proposed takeover of Speednet grows, the company is making its case, asking Belizeans to see the deal as a move made in the national interest. But with unions, senators, politicians, and protesters all raising red flags, many are asking, are the answers matching the concerns? In a recent statement, BTL acknowledged the public backlash and stressed that no final decision has been made. The company says the deal is still under review and must clear legal and regulatory hurdles before moving forward. BTL argues the benefits are clear: stronger infrastructure, faster internet, wider access, and a boost to Belize's digital future. But critics say those promises sound good on paper and short on detail. They want clearer answers on costs, risks, competition, and who ultimately pays. The company says it has been consulting widely, pointing to meetings with employees, unions, the opposition, business groups, regulators, and the Public Utilities Commission. Still, many Belizeans say transparency means more than closed-door consultations, especially when key financial details remain undisclosed. To counter concerns about price, BTL says an independent valuation was done by More Belize, following international standards. And it highlights millions invested in infrastructure, education, and community programs as proof of its commitment to the country. BTL also promises job protection, uninterrupted service, stable prices, and strict regulatory oversight. Yet questions persist: how long prices stay stable, how competition is protected, and how aggressively regulators will step in if the merged company dominates the market. BTL says the PUC will have the final say and that Belizeans remain at the center of the process. The public, however, is still asking for more than assurances, calling for full disclosure, clear justification, and answers that go beyond a press release. Tuesday's protest outside Belize Telemedia's headquarters quickly turned chaotic as UDP supporters and members of the NTUCB took to the streets over BTL's proposed $80 million buyout of Speednet. The deal is also facing pushback beyond the protest lines. Several independent senators are now raising red flags, calling for full public disclosure, independent valuations, and a clear explanation before cabinet makes any move. They argue the merger could violate the Telecommunications Act by limiting competition. So with the pressure mounting, we went straight to the Ministry of Public Utilities. Today, we asked CEO Dr. Leroy Almendarez how the government is responding to those concerns.
What would need to happen here, and I think what you're referencing is something called dominance. You can have a dominant provider in the market. But let me just bring a comparison here since we were talking about BL before. Some people refer to BL as a monopoly and believe that, really, that it's a bad thing. There are several things that happen there. BL is a monopoly because they're the only ones who distribute power. They buy and distribute. They are referred to as a natural monopoly. And what a natural monopoly simply means that if you bring in, imagine putting another entity here distributing electricity, and you have parallel grids. You have so many lampposts and so many lines, that will create an issue, right? That would create an issue. But there is competition in generation. They can buy from other sources. When you talk about a marketplace can have a dominant provider because of the market share that they have. And that market share determines, okay, so if you have 80% and I have 20%, you are the dominant provider. And I'm really, in this case, I'm a minority provider in a sense because you are more dominant than I. 80 plus 20 make up the market. If it is unregulated, then it poses an issue. But it does not take away the authority and the role of the regulator, the PUC. If you notice, every conversation I've heard, when I hear some of the interviews, I heard the Prime Minister say that there would have to be a greater role for the regulator. he said that, and I heard him emphasize that if that were to occur, there would have to be, and it means that there would have to be much more stringent. But the Public Utilities Commission has its authority.
And from the government side, Dr. Leroy Almendarez says having a dominant player in the market isn't automatically illegal. He explained that dominance only becomes a problem if it's unregulated, and stressed that the Public Utilities Commission still has full authority to step in. Almendarez echoed the Prime Minister's position, saying the PUC would have to play a stronger, more stringent role if the deal moves forward. And what about the role of the Public Utilities Commission in the proposed BTL-SpeedNet merger? By law, the PUC, which is the key regulator that must ensure the merger meets all legal standards, weighs its impact on competition and protects consumers. Minister Musa says it's now on the Commission to move quickly and guide the process efficiently.
As a regulator, it's important for them to navigate through this process very, efficiently. Like you rightly said, it's a situation of going back to one service provider. They seem to think, based on their legal opinion, BTL that is, that they are in a firm position, firm legal standing when it comes to that, and so they do not expect any pushback or legal challenge. So that is something to consider, though. You're perfectly right.
Member of Cabinet and a politician, at what point do you believe the government should take into consideration the public clearly does not want this?
Like I said previously, I think that we are going to have healthy competition regardless, albeit it's going to be in the form of international service providers. But when it comes to this decision, it is going to be made by the board of directors. And I think that they must consider all of the angles, all of the different views, even though they are dissenting views that have been expressed, like you said, from the Chamber of Commerce, from the NTUCB. In coming to their final decision, it cannot just be that you hear just BTL's perspective or what they think will be profitable for the country or better for the consumers of the country. We must also factor in all of these dissenting views as well in coming to a decision.
Protesters outside BTL on Tuesday said they're still in the dark about the merger. No clear breakdown of the assets, the debts, nothing. Union reps and the opposition want full transparency. On Monday, the BCWJ went further, calling SpeedNet an old house with nothing useful to offer BTL. So today, reporters pressed Labor Minister Karim Musa. Does he know what SMART is actually making each year, given reports that the company pulls in more than $10 million annually?
Who is making $11 million annually? SpeedNet? Smart? Okay, and you're saying $11 million is not profitable?
That's what they are saying, what they are calling that an old house.
Okay, well, again, those are perspectives and angles that, like I said, the board will have to consider all of that moving forward with the advancement of technology and where it is now. Like I said, with satellite providers and all of that, you have to assess all those factors in coming to a decision. What is the value of acquiring SpeedNet? Is it just that you're acquiring the customers, or you acquiring the towers, which I'm sure they are, and how valuable are those towers in modern day technology, and if we can continue to use those for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Those are things that you have to forecast when you're making a decision. So I'm sure that those are things that the board will consider. I know that the media has been reporting about a provisional approval that was coming. I don't know anything about that, but at least I am grateful that it was initially put off, because this is a deal that should have been concluded some 2 to 3 weeks ago. I don't think that would have been good. I think that it's good now that they're having this consultation process with all the stakeholders.
On Tuesday, we brought you wall-to-wall coverage of the protest outside BTL headquarters here in Belize City. You heard from union leaders, former BTL employees, and members of the opposition. And you saw the chaos as it spilled onto the company's compound. Since then, BTL has pushed back, condemning what it calls illegal trespassing after demonstrators forced their way past police barricades and into the building. So what does the Briceño cabinet make of what unfolded? We caught up with Caribbean Shores Area Representative Kareem Musa today, and his take might surprise you. He says what we saw was actually a sign of a healthy democracy.
I think it was a good demonstration of a healthy democracy. I think it was primarily led by the United Democratic Party and some participation from some of the unions. I think it was a decent flex, so to speak. But again, it demonstrates a healthy democracy to have dissenting, opposing views, and of course doing so in a respectful manner, in a peaceful manner. So, not completely peaceful, but I think overall it went well for them.
It's not just the UDP, it's the NTUCB, BCCI, independent senators, they've all expressed their dissent. Why is it that, cabinet is silent? Do you guys not believe that there should have been more consultations?
No, I think it is important to note because certain media houses have been stating that in effect the Prime Minister is influencing the decisions of the board, and I think it is very important that cabinet at this time, since it will not be the ones to make the decision but rather the board, that they do not in any way try to interfere or influence the decision of board members. If it is that cabinet says yes or no, that might have some impact, or at least the media might say that cabinet is trying to intervene in the decision making process, and so that is why cabinet made the decision that it will actually announce its position after consultations have concluded.
So, just how risky is this BTL SpeedNet deal for the Briceño administration? It's not the first time a BTL issue has stirred public anger. 3 years before the PUP lost the 2008 election, the company was at the center of nationwide dissent and protests. So, is the party worried history might be lining up for a repeat? We put that question directly to Minister Musa.
Yeah, that's a reality that we have to consider as politicians going. This is our first year into our second term, and so that is something that definitely weighs on every politician's mind right now in this critical juncture. Again, it's not going to be a decision that will be made up to the politicians, but rather the board, and so we have to voice our concerns moving forward with a deal like this, given all of the pushback, so to speak, that we have been seeing.
And then the United Democratic Party says that they're going to increase their action. So it says this is phase 1, we're going to have phase 2 and phase 3. Are you thinking about the momentum that this is building for them as they re-emerge as a viable opposition?
Like I said, I think it was a decent showing on the part of the opposition. I don't know per se that it's going to result in phase 1, 2, 3, 4 as what they're saying. But like I said earlier, that is important for a healthy democracy, that we have a vibrant, strong opposition. And so I think it's a good thing that we have to look at it as politicians, even though we are in government, to look at it as a positive thing that in fact there was a demonstration yesterday with dissenting views. That is good.
And Minister Musa didn't shy away from the political reality. He told us that yes, moments like this weigh on every politician, especially at the start of a second term. Still, he says the final call on the BTL SpeedNet deal isn't for politicians to make, but for the board. As for the UDP's promise of phase 2 and 3 of their protests, Musa says their turnout was a decent showing, but he's not convinced it'll escalate the way the opposition claims. Even so, he welcomed the pushback, saying a strong, active opposition is healthy for democracy, dissenting voices included. Coming up, elderly dementia patient left homeless following house fire. More when we return.
My name is Carlton Jack Young, and I've been fishing in these waters for over 40 years. I used to work fishing from I was about 15 years old. I was the #1 fisherman for the Cove for many years. I was a member of the Fishery Advisory Board who makes decision on these fishing areas.
Fishermen like Jack Young can tell you about a time when it seemed Belize's bounty was never ending.
And when we get alongside the boat and we check, we had 100 mutton snappers.
But he can also tell you about the alarming differences in the number of available reef fish, such as the Nassau grouper, from then to now.
The fishermen, they go out there and they sit there for hours before they can catch some of them. They are not there like they used to.
Nassau groupers reproduce between the months of December and March. To ensure a good catch the following season, fishing of Nassau groupers is closed during the spawning season and carefully regulated the rest of the year. During the open fishing season, Nassau groupers must be landed whole and may not be less than 20 inches or greater than 30 inches. In Belize, there are 13 spawning aggregation sites where Nassau groupers and other reef fish are protected. These are Rocky Point, Mauger Key, Dog Flea, Key Buckell, Northern Two Key, Sandbore, South Point, Key Glory or Emily, Northeast Point, Gladden Spit, Nicholas Key, Seal Key, and Rise and Fall Bank. Consumers have a part to play as well. By declining to purchase the critically endangered Nassau grouper, especially non-regulation size, you help ensure populations have a chance to restock. By adhering to regulations and protecting spawning sites, we can support fish stock replenishment and the livelihoods of future fishermen.
If they do it the right way, we might have it for a little longer. But if they don't do proper control, we'll lose it entirely.
My data done, and I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Alright, you're all set. I'll swap out the water inlet valve and everything is running normally.
Amazing. So what will be the cost?
Oh, for you? There's no cost.
No cost? I'm flattered, but I'm actually married.
Oh no, nothing like that. It's actually part of our 1-year warranty policy.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Don't worry, it happens all the time.
Really?
No.
Belize's only full-service GE USA dealer. Full service, full warranty, full selection. GE Appliances. Good things for life. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
Tonight, a Belize City family is trying to put their lives back together after a weekend fire ripped through their home, leaving a 79-year-old man hospitalized. The blaze broke out Sunday on Rio Bravo Crescent in the Fobbers Road extension, quickly swallowing the small metal house and everything inside. Investigators say the fire started when Kenneth Flowers, who lives with dementia, tried to make tea on a stove connected to a disconnected gas tank. Now, he and his daughter, his primary caregiver, are depending on the generosity of others as they work to rebuild. News 5's Brittany Gordon has the story.
Tonight, 79-year-old Kenneth Flowers has no bed to return to as he recovers from burn injuries that cover much of his body. On Sunday afternoon, he and his daughter, Andrea Flowers Sanchez, lost everything when a fire tore through their home and left him hospitalized. Flowers told News 5 the ordeal started with something as simple as trying to make a cup of coffee.
I light the stove and put on the hot water. Next thing I know, I hear one cracking in the tank. So I say, well, something not right here. Because this thing cry already one time when I know about it, right? And see away, I hear a cow.
A faulty connection between the stove and gas tank sparked the fire. Although he tried to avoid the flames, Flowers received several burns across his face, torso, and arms, resulting in his hospitalization.
At the same time, decided to back up and get out of there. And before I get out of there good, the flame just come up right out of the burner, straight in my face, knock me down. I run out of the yard. But if, like I say, if somebody else was there, something may happen.
Andrea Flowers Sanchez owns the home that went up in flames. For the past 2 years, she's been the sole caretaker of her father, who suffers from dementia. She'd only gone out for a quick food run on Sunday when her cousin rushed to tell her that a fire had broken out.
She called me and said she heard a loud explosion and then she saw smoke. So I had to hurry, get into a taxi and get back home because I came out for food for me and my dad. I have nobody else to watch him when I'm not there. So I just took the chance to hurry come and get the food and go back, and it happened.
She said she had purposely unhooked the gas tank and told her father it was out of gas. However, in her absence, he attempted to reconnect it himself. She talks about the struggles involved in caring for a loved one with dementia.
It's hard in the sense that I don't have no real knowledge of dementia, the sickness that they have. So that like day by day I learn, or I try read up what I could read up and try help them. Because when I come to the clinic, then just give me like Benadryl pills so he sleep at night, and really help. Sometimes I lose him, he get out of the bed and he wanders the street and like that. So it's really hard because you to get, you deprive of your rest too and different things, but to my dad I have to do it.
They'd only been in the house, a donation from Pickstock area representative Anthony Mahler, for under 2 years, and were slowly making improvements. Now they are starting from scratch and are without a bed to comfortably sleep on.
So far we get donation for like clothes. We get a lot of offer for clothes, but we need like bed or different things because I need to find somewhere to put my dad because he just asleep on this sofa. I need to punish the clothes, mostly for my dad and maybe my baby, because some of mine I try see if I could save, but my baby that like foot size are like size 10, and it clothes are like 3T, 4T. My dad that like size 32 pants and medium shirts, and a footwear that like 9.5.
While shaken by the incident, Kenneth Flowers is grateful to be alive and is steadily recovering with the help of his daughter.
You got fair enough. I'm still alive, so it's fair enough.
The family is accepting all forms of donations at this time. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Zetina says he still doesn't know what sparked the fire, and police are now waiting on firefighters to determine the cause. What he does know is that everything he owned, clothes, furniture, appliances, was destroyed. Now he's appealing to the public for building materials and financial help to put a roof back over their heads. As the Minister of Labor, Musa also weighed in on the Belize Communications Workers for Justice's demand for their severance payment. The BCWJ held a press conference on Monday. They were also present at Tuesday's protest. Today, Minister Musa told reporters that the CCJ has already ruled on the matter and BTL must pay.
I do not know if that is the decision of the board, that they will not honor these claims. As the Minister of Labor, I think it's important for me to weigh in, and I hope I'm not doing so prematurely, but this is a matter that has been ventilated all the way to the CCJ. There's no other alternative, there's no other appeal process. And so in my respectful opinion, if these employees are qualified for severance based on the CCJ ruling, then by all means, man, you have to pay these people, because how do you think you're in a position today to be buying out other companies if it's not on the backs of these hardworking people from the company? And so if the CCJ has given that ruling, then in my respectful opinion, BTL has to pay them.
It's the same argument that they are making.
Yes, I agree. I agree with them.
Police in Corozal are investigating a heartbreaking fire that left two brothers with nothing but the clothes they escaped in. Flames tore through a small wooden home in the Finca Solana area on Tuesday. And by the time firefighters arrived, the house was already fully engulfed. Crews were only able to stop the blaze from spreading to nearby homes. Homeowner German Edel Zetina says he's thankful he and his younger brother made it out safely. But everything else was lost. We spoke with Zetina earlier today, and he made a heartfelt appeal to the public for help rebuilding after the devastating loss.
I got a little brother that lives with me there. Because I was working at Belize, but then when I got informed by my little sister, Lilian Romero, she called me and she sent me a message, and I said, that my house was burning and it got burned down. So when I reached there, it was everything got burned, everything.
Do you guys have any idea what started the fire?
Well, at the moment, no, ma'am, because the civilian told me that they have to wait for the firefighters to tell them what was the cause or whatever. But at the moment, I don't have no idea why or what caused it.
What are some of the things that you need right now? Are you in need of clothes, finances, materials?
Yeah, well, the most is to build the house is like materials and a little finance, because for the labor and so, yeah, to pay so they can help me and the material. Yeah, because everything I bought, clothes for my little babies, my one, everything that I had here. All my stuff, TVs, everything, beds, everything. Everything, nothing could have saved.
Zetina says he still doesn't know what sparked the fire, and police are now waiting on firefighters to determine the cause. What he does know is that everything he owned, clothes, furniture, appliances, was destroyed. Now he's appealing to the public for building materials and financial help to put a roof back over their heads. Belize is making a bold move toward a cleaner, greener energy future. This week, a major step was taken as Belize Electricity Limited, working alongside the government of Belize and the International Financial Corporation, launched the first phase of a groundbreaking solar energy project. The initiative could bring up to 80 megawatts of renewable power online, significantly expanding the country's clean energy capacity. Through this new procurement process, private developers are being invited to help build and operate large-scale solar plants under the World Bank Group Scaling Solar Program, all in support of Belize's ambitious goal to generate 75% of its electricity from renewable sources by 2030. Today, we sat down with the Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Energy and Logistics to learn more about what this project means for Belize and what comes next.
It says pre-qualifying. It's like when you apply for a job and you're shortlisted. That's basically the situation here. But in terms of energy generation, pre-qualification in this case simply means there are certain qualifications that you have to have, technical qualification, because really you become an independent power producer, and not become. You want it to be done by independent power producer. And basically what that means that if you're the winning bidder, you have to set up, construct, and being able to generate power to sell to BL. BL is the off-taker, so BL is the buyer. And so therefore it means that whenever we reach that final stage where they are not ready to get into negotiations, because you have to determine what those rates will be, what the consumer is more than likely will pay, that negotiation takes place between the winning bidder or winning bidders and the Belize Electricity Limited. And so what was put out there is really to tell you that this is out there. If you believe as an entity, and an entity in this case is whether it's domestic or international, but I must emphasize there is a focus to ensure that there is local investor participation. All right, local investor participation is something that is very, very important. And I want our local investors to understand, yes, review the RFQ, I've just shortened it for that, the request for pre-qualification document, go through the process, see what the requirements are technically and financially. And remember, you can join partners. You and I, for example, if we believe that you're technical and I'm financial, and we have the capability, we can join forces as a consortium and actually send in an application for consideration. Now, it's important to understand certain dates. It was launched on the 26th. The expectation or the deadline from which it will be opened will be about March the 27th.
That request for pre-qualification opened on January 26, with interested developers, both local and international, having until March 27 to apply. Officials are strongly encouraging local investors to get involved, even partnering as consortia, as Belize moves one step closer to locking in cleaner, more affordable energy for consumers in the years ahead. After the break, BSI diversifying cane varieties to safeguard sugar industry. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most.
What we learn on the track, we innovate
for the road, bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
This year, Belize felt more connected than ever. We stood with the moments that shape us, our culture, our youth, our stories. And we lifted young dreams even higher, powered by advancement and possibility. Everywhere, Belize is growing, and as the nation evolves, so does the way we connect. This year, Belize showed its light, and we were honored to drive innovation across the country. As we look ahead, our promise is simple: to unite communities, nurture dreams, and continue leading Belize's digital transformation. From our Digi family to yours, wishing you a bright and prosperous 2026.
Happy New Year!
Crossed borders in Central America, searching for the stories behind the places we think we know. I'm Sabrina Daly, traveling as a Belizean, curious about the culture, the people, and the experiences that make each destination stand out. From the spirited landscapes of Honduras to the evolving heartbeat of El Salvador.
Go pupusas!
This journey explores what it really feels like to travel our region. This is Across Borders.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Blue Creek and Belize City on February 7th and 14th respectively. All participants will get a free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love Your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February, only at Benquit Equipment Parts Service.
Stakeholders in Belize's sugar industry are finally seeing a bit of sunshine after one of the toughest seasons they've faced in decades. Disease, falling yields, and market uncertainty made 2025 a bitter year. But there's new optimism on the horizon. A clean seed initiative backed by both industry investment and government support is now rolling out, aiming to protect farmers, boost productivity, and secure the future for the sector. News 5's Shane Williams stepped in at BSI today for a crash course in the science behind healthier cane. Here's his report.
For years, sugar farmers across northern Belize have struggled with falling production, climate shocks, and plant diseases that weaken yields and threaten livelihoods. Fusarium knocked sugar production down by 15% last year, raising real concerns about the industry's future. Now, BSI is fighting back with a multi-year clean seed and varieties program designed to rebuild the sector from the ground up. At the heart of the program is the use of disease-free, genetically pure planting material designed to replace infected and low-performing cane varieties and restore confidence in replanting.
We have right now 60% of the industry is covered in B79, right? And that's an untenable position to be in. If a disease, and one that we saw last 18 months ago, like Fusarium is to enter, and we have 60% of our surface area in one basket, that we're in a very precarious position. We want to move away from that, and we don't want to move away from one single variety getting to the levels that B79 is currently in. Right? We want to diversify that to having a variety cover 20 to 25% of it, so that we can hedge our risks against any disease coming in, but also we need to have that distributed evenly in terms of maturity. Cane that is coming in early, that it have early maturing varieties, mid and late.
Under the program, tissue culture plantlets from Florida crystals are grown out in new greenhouse and shade house facilities at BSI. Once strengthened, they're multiplied through seed blocks and then handed off to farmers. The setup can handle up to 750,000 plantlets a year, enough to replant about 5,000 acres. BSI's country manager Mark McLachlan says there's no time to waste, and the first batches could arrive as early as March.
We want to commercialize quite rapidly because we think it's going to be a game changer, frankly, for the farmers and for the whole industry. And we saw last year the devastation of the Fusarium disease that impacted the cane. We lost a lot of cane last year. We went down to under 900,000 tons of cane for this factory, and we have processed in the past over 1.3 million tons. So that is a very bad position for a factory to be in and for the farmers to be in. Grateful to the Prime Minister and the government for putting the resources in place to rapidly spray fungicides over 34,000 acres of cane land when the Fusarium threat arose last year.
Government support includes helping tackle the disease, working with international partners to boost tissue culture capacity, and securing financing so farmers don't have to shoulder replanting costs alone. Minister of State Osmond Martinez says farmers will receive 40% of the funds necessary to future-proof their operations through the climate funds, and government will find other ways to help bridge the gap.
We as a government need to continue to enable a friendly financial environment for them, whereby farmers will be able to access finance that is low cost and at the same time expand the amount of years of repayments. If not, we will be suffocating them, and that's what our banking system has been doing, whereby I believe the interest rate is around 13 to 15%. The repayment period is short, but at some point, the agro-productive sector will have to be considered a social program, simply because it's becoming difficult for it to be a profitable industry. It doesn't matter if it's citrus, bananas, coconuts, sugar.
The success of the Clean Seed program may determine whether the sugar industry merely survives recent turmoil or finally begins to grow again. Industry stakeholders admit this is a hard time for the industry, but the perfect time to implement changes that have been long overdue. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
It's a quiet change, but one that could reshape how Belizeans sweeten their coffee and tea at home. For the first time, Belize Sugar Industries is selling packed sugar right here on the local market. Wholesalers received the first shipment yesterday, introducing the Domino brand alongside the traditional Tide bags many families rely on. The packaged sugar comes at a higher price, but BSI says it offers a more refined and safer option, which will be harder to smuggle across the border. So what does this mean for consumers and for the traditional sugar trade? We spoke with BSI's financial manager, Sean Chavarria.
How we've traditionally sold sugar here in Belize is we sell it in industrial size packaging, usually 50 or 100 pound bags. From there, it is then distributed to supermarkets and retailers who would then package it normally in just clear plastic bags. They would use a Sharpie pen and put the pound and the price on that. But we feel that we should really be selling a much higher quality product that meets high quality food standards. But the law had to be amended to allow us the opportunity to do that. And so that law change occurred earlier this month. Because of that, we're now able to sell this product, which is packaged brown sugar and retail packaged white sugar for the domestic market. From our end, we are more or less selling the sugar at about 15 cents more per pound at the mill, but what the landed price ends up being on the supermarket will depend on what the distributor and the retailers charge for that. The price adjustments have been made to have Belizean prices more reflective of market prices, and therefore that incentive that used to exist, we think will start falling away. Also because it's packaged, it's much more difficult to smuggle and actually sell in some of these markets. So we see that as a reduced risk, and we don't anticipate that we will have those challenges like we had before.
As Belize Sugar Industries roll out packaged sugar at a higher price, the big question is who will feel the pinch? From beverage producers to bakeries and restaurants, major sugar users are watching closely, wondering if higher costs could soon trickle down to consumers. Government says while prices will be driven by the market, special concessions are already in place to protect industries that depend heavily on sugar. Minister of State in the Ministry of Economic Transformation, Dr. Osman Martinez, explains how those negotiations are unfolding.
It requires an additional operational cost to do it, and sometimes the resorts and other industries would have preferred that, rather than have anyone at any store, local store, just maybe using a little scoop and get out the sugar and put it in plastic bags. So that one has a different price range, and that practically will be controlled by the freedom of the market that will dictate the peers.
Will there be any concessions for industries that require large use of sugar in terms of the price increase?
Well, we have one who is the largest consumer of sugar, Bowen & Bowen. There is a clause within the protection of the industrial cost or the industrial sugar, the cost of it, I think there is a clause within the cabinet document. Nonetheless, there also give that freedom to negotiate between the two parties, in this case Bowen & Bowen and BSI ASR. I know they do have a contract presently, and we're hoping that both parties will be able to move forward either in the same conditions or better conditions as they move forward.
Government says talks are ongoing to make sure big sugar users aren't hit too hard by the higher prices, as BSI moves ahead with packaged sugar for the local market. Last week, we told you that after months of waiting, the Office of the Prime Minister finally responded to a Freedom of Information request from social activist Jerry Enriquez. He wanted a clear breakdown of how public funds are distributed, spent, and accounted for. But what he got back was a single-page summary, something he says falls short of transparency. So when we caught up with Caribbean Shores area representative Kareem Musa, we asked him whether he keeps track of the $15,000 he receives each year for his constituency.
Have you been keeping record and account of your constituency development fund spending?
Yes, I have been.
Are you able to are you willing to open the books to the media to show us how those taxpayer monies are being spent?
So each of us, each area representative, both UDP and PUP, as you have seen, we get an allocation each month. It varies depending on your constituency numbers. Those receipts have all been forwarded to the Cabinet Secretary's office, to the Ministry of Finance, and so they have the records. It is now up to them, based on the FOIA request, to see if they're going to release all of those records. I know it's bulky. It could probably fill up this entire room that we're in right now, because it's been several years since we've had the benefit of the Community Development Fund, and so the receipts are many, but those are in the possession of the Cabinet Secretary.
When we return, Musa seeks dismissal of Budna constitutional case.
Statistics Unit is undergoing a digital transformation. This transformation is designed to make accessing vital records faster, easier, more efficient, and more affordable for all Belizeans. The CRVS offers 3 main types of services. You can register births, deaths, marriages, adoptions, and even apply for a deed poll to legally change your name. You can make amendments and corrections to existing records. Information services cover the issuance of various certificates for records that are already registered. Each certificate will now include a unique QR code, which can be scanned and verified. You will also receive regular updates on your application status via email or SMS. The new CRVS, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. To learn more, visit our website and start using the CRVS today.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
That's me. My data and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Last week, we told you about former Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa showing up in court, this time as a private citizen backed by the law firm of Courtney and Koyi. He was asking the court to strike out a constitutional claim filed against him by Joseph Budna. But does Musa still believe Budna's constitutional rights were violated in the first place? That's exactly what reporters pressed him on today.
As much as, I am in a court battle with Joseph Budna in a civil matter, and now I'm going to be in a court battle with the media for repeating some of the very libelous, defamatory allegations of Arthur Saldivar, I can still say to you that Joseph Budna is within his right to take a matter to the Supreme Court, and I have a right to defend myself because I know I had nothing to do with that. But when you look at it, it is clear from the video footage that something has committed, a crime was committed. It doesn't justify the fact that we're talking here about a very dangerous individual, and yes, so many vulnerable children are now safer because he's no longer on the streets of Belize, but at the same time, two wrongs don't make it right. So in my opinion, yes, it is clear a crime was committed. I did everything in my purview, including encouraging the release of the video footage, including calling for an independent investigation. So in terms of my personal position, I know that I did absolutely nothing wrong and I did absolutely everything right that I could have.
Musa says he stands by his actions, insisting he did everything within his power at the time, from pushing for the video's release to calling for an independent investigation. And while he maintains he has no role in the incident at the center of Budna's claim, he adds that Budna has every right to challenge it in court, just as he has the right to defend himself. Police are explaining why they chose discretion after briefly detaining an American businessman at the Philip Gosen International Airport for traveling with a firearm in his luggage. The man was later released and the weapon confiscated, but the decision is raising eyebrows. So where does the Minister of Immigration stand on the issue? We put the question to him today.
So the Ministry of Immigration, as you know, does not have purview over what you bring into the country. That is for Customs and the Police Department. From what I am informed, based on media reports, he brought in the firearm into the country and was allowed to leave after that. And so that is, the Immigration Department can only allow you the right to leave if it is that you have been cleared by the Police Department. So clearly he was cleared by the department before he left.
The immigration minister says his department simply clears travelers to leave once police and customs have done their part, adding that in this case, the businessman was cleared before departing the country. Up next, SJCU cuts ribbon on biggest upgrade in its 80-year history.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
That's me. My data and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal. Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno. Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
It's a milestone moment for one of Belize's most trusted financial institutions. St. John's Credit Union is marking not one, but two major achievements. The grand opening of its brand new headquarters on Buttonwood Bay Boulevard and an incredible 80 years of service to Belizeans. The new building represents a bold leap forward after decades of steady growth. Paul Lopez was on the ground for the official launch and brings us the story.
This morning, there was a real sense of pride and accomplishment as executives, staff, members, and special guests of St. John's Credit Union came together for a major moment in the institution's history. They officially unveiled their brand new state-of-the-art headquarters on Buttonwood Bay Boulevard, the largest infrastructural upgrade the credit union has taken on in its 80 years of service. For Board President Alvan Haynes, the opening isn't just about a new building. It's a powerful symbol of the decades of steady growth and commitment to the Belizean community.
Of course, it's a big, great, exciting moment for us. It's our large, brand new headquarters building. It's an achievement that's been in the planning for years, probably 10, 15 years. We first started by moving to the north side at a rental location in 2018. Then when we were starting to plan this, COVID came along and we had to basically wait 3 years before we started again. But we pushed ahead.
The new building is a major investment, $14 million worth. It spans 35,000 square feet, giving the credit union more room to run its operations, serve customers, and roll out modern financial technology.
We outgrew our current office space on Basra Street. We literally didn't have room for any more staff, and the growth in the credit union was demanding more staff and better facilities for both staff and members. And of course, we're looking at future growth and trying to find a strategic location where it would be convenient, easy access for members to get to us.
St. John's Credit Union got its start in 1946 inside a modest classroom on Albert Street. At the time, it operated with nothing more than a handful of dedicated members. Since then, its membership has expanded significantly and it now holds over $100 million in liquidity, a statement to its resilience and loyal membership base.
When you look at this new headquarters on Buttonwood Bay Boulevard, you're looking at something Belize City understands well, and it is belief made visible. Many of us grew up knowing what a credit union represented. It was where your parents went because someone listened, where a small loan carried a big dream, where people were treated as members.
The move to Buttonwood Bay is a part of St. John's Credit Union's plan to keep up with its rapidly growing membership. And while this new headquarters will serve as the main hub of operations, SJCU isn't leaving its roots behind. The Southside office on Basra Street will remain open, making sure members across the city continue to have easy access to services.
The St. John's Credit Union has been around for 80 years. It has not just survived, but it has thrived through very tough economic times over those 80 years. And so today is a proud moment, not just for the administration and staff, but for all its members. It's 30,000 members that it serves. And so I am here as the area representative for Caribbean Shores because it certainly is a welcomed addition to the landscape, to our economic hub here.
The credit union's leadership says the new headquarters goes beyond bricks and mortar. It represents a push to enhance services, improve operations, and strengthen the financial security of its members. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.